Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Trades Talk with me, your host, Pop. Out on this stream, we take a look at things through an industrial point of view. What we usually do is we'll look over some news of the week, see what's going on out there, what companies are opening up more facilities, who's getting laid off, all that kind of good stuff. Then we'll see what the shortage of skilled trades is. And then we'll do our accident investigation, and we'll follow that up with everyone's favorite time, picture time. But as I get all that set up, I want to welcome everyone here already in the chat. Look at you guys arriving bright and early. Hello, Millie and Sylvia and Nami, or the cat burglar Nami, who happens to be my favorite waifu from One Piece. Kitsu Star, how you doing? And of course, our resident veterinarian, Fabric Folds. How you doing, Fabric? We're gonna hang out at the Beaver Hut. All right, nice to see you all here. Let's get this. Oh, and Alex Moore rolling in. He always grabs a seat. Let's get to the news of the week, though, courtesy of MRO Magazine. And it looks like they're building a new sugar refinery. I thought we had all the ones that we needed, but apparently not. Apparently they're going to build another one. Let's see what they have to say. Sucrocan Canada and Hopa Ports marked the official opening of Sucrocan's new sugar refinery located at Pier 15 in the port of Hamilton. That's in Ontario, so it's back east there. According to a press release from Hopa Ports, the project reportedly represents years of partnership at the port of Hamilton. Sucrocan first established operations at the port with its initial building lease at Pier 10 in 2014, marking the company's entry into Hamilton as its Canadian refining base. Building on that foundation, an agreement for the new refinery at Pier 15 was finalized in 2023, setting the stage for the next phase of growth. Construction of the new refinery began in April 2024 and was completed in April 2026, delivering new industrial capacity, purpose-built for long-term growth and supply chain reliability, the company said. Sugar is Canada playing to its strengths. The maple must flow. Yeah, Fabric. The maple must flow. That is right. And they do it in Quebec there. They get the most maple syrup in Quebec. Located near key food manufacturing sector supply chain partners and customers, the refinery's location aims to allow Sucrocan to receive raw sugar by vessel and distribute refined products to food manufacturers across Ontario, Quebec, and the U.S. Midwest. According to the press release, the refinery will gradually increase volumes year over year, receiving up to 10 vessels during its first full year of operations in 2026, increasing to approximately 14 vessels in 2027, and continued expansion as additional systems come online. The facility currently employs approximately 65 skilled workers, with employment expected to grow as additional processing systems come online. That's a great opportunity for the people of that area to go get jobs at the sugar refinery. And the way they're talking, you should have long-term employment for the foreseeable future. Let's check out this one here. Fluke survey shows growth in predictive maintenance adoptions as skill shortages persist. Okay, so for those who don't know, predictive maintenance, you have your three types of maintenance. There's breakdown maintenance, where you run a machine until it just breaks down and you have to fix it. That's the worst kind to do because you're at the mercy of whenever it breaks down and you don't know when it's going to happen. There's preventative maintenance, where you catch things before they get to the breaking point. That's a little better. Then there's predictive maintenance, where parts that wear out are on a timer. And it's like, no matter what time it is or where it is, as soon as that timer reaches, like say, for a bearing, if it's 8,000 hours, as soon as it hits 8,000 hours, you change it out. Doesn't matter if it's still good or not, you change it out. That is predictive. You're doing it by hours run rather than waiting for any sort of, you're catching it before anything happens. That way it's on your terms. You can schedule when you want that machine down to replace it. So predictive, yeah, it's a good way to go. What's that? No staccatos Quebecanese. It's Quebecois, eh? You know. That's what they say. That's what they speak. Let's see here. Predictive maintenance adoption is rising among manufacturers, according to a new survey from U.S.-based Fluke Corporation, even as workforce skill shortages remain a key barrier to further digital progress. The survey, conducted by research firm Census-Wide, gathered responses from more than 600 senior decision makers and maintenance professionals in manufacturing firms across the United States, the United Kingdom, and Germany. Survey results show predictive maintenance adoption rose from 9% to 18% year over year. Over the same period, reactive maintenance usage remained unchanged at 36%, while proactive maintenance declined from 55% to 45%, suggesting a shift towards more data-driven approaches. Respondents also reported increased spending on digital technologies. Nearly 3/4 said they now allocate between 60 and 30% of their maintenance budgets to new technologies. I don't know if I believe this so much. I don't know. I just can't see it. That's a lot of money. 30%'s a lot to spend on new technologies. With investment focused on cybersecurity, data management, and industrial and generative artificial intelligence. Yeah, we don't use any of that where I'm at. We don't use any artificial intelligence. All the cybersecurity stuff is handled by our IT department. Same with data management. Quebec Sugar, it starts out strong but always surrenders. There you go. I hope you all have your beverage of choice. Tonight mine is some nice chamomile tea. Despite higher levels of investment, the findings point to workforce readiness as the primary constraint on digital progress. Skills-related issues accounted for roughly 78% of reported obstacles, including gaps in technical expertise, limited knowledge of digital tools, and shortages of skilled labor. Sounds like CBC fiction. Yep, you got her, Fabric. The survey also found expectations around Industry 5.0 are shifting, with fewer organizations anticipating near-term implementation and more pointing to timelines of 1 to 4 years. Nearly half of respondents said they plan to advance connected reliability programs within the next year. Maybe some will, but there's a lot of companies that won't, because there's no return on investment. You spend all this money for nothing. What's this? MRO editor to co-host new podcast on Canadian manufacturing. Well, you don't have to go to his podcast. You can just tune into mine. Ottawa invests more than $20 million in Windsor Essex manufacturers to support modernization. Oh, this ought to be good. So the federal government's giving money to private companies for automation, modernization. If they aren't modern by now, they deserve to fold. The drink is always coffee. You like your coffee like you like your women. Strong enough to bend a spoon. Yes, Fabric. All right. The federal government is providing more than $20 million to 14 manufacturing and industrial firms in the Windsor-Essex region of Ontario to support equipment upgrades, production expansion, and technology adoption. Why is the federal government giving them money? That seems like corporate cronyism. That's what that seems like. The funding, announced May 14th by FedDev Ontario Minister Evan Solomon during a visit to Innova Facades, includes support for companies in automotive tooling and advanced manufacturing, according to a government statement. Among the recipients, Innova Facades will receive $4.5 million to expand its Windsor facility and invest in manufacturing equipment. The company said the project will support modernization efforts and the development of new products. Other companies received funding include Border Steel, Canadian Electrocoating, Central Stamping, Laval Tool and Mold, and Mega Mold International. Hey, what's up, Godzilla? How you doing? To quote Archer, I like my coffee like I like my women, hot, black, and preferably fair trade. Yeah. What's their definition of modernization? Because I promise you it's different from our... Yes, Fabric. That's what I say. That's why I say it's like you guys are taking money for modernization. If you guys aren't modern now, what's the matter with you? You should fail then. The government said the investments are intended to help companies adopt advanced technologies and increase production capacity as well as strengthen regional supply chains. FedDev Ontario previously provided $1.15 million to Innova in 2023 to support efficiency improvements at its Windsor and Amherstburg operations. Ooh, efficiency improvements. That's like an umbrella term for stuff, isn't it? Yeah, we gave them all this money for efficiency improvements. Did it work? Oh yeah, we're more efficient now. Yeah, we are. How do you know? Like, you got to prove it. The announcement is part of a broader set of federal programs aimed at supporting manufacturers affected by tariffs and encouraging the adoption of new technologies. Yeah. It's more government handouts to corporations. That's all it is. Government money is taxpayer money, so it's the people's money getting paid to private companies. And it's very suspect as things that are like expressed as efficiency improvements. I don't buy that for a second. All right, what else we got here? Tagline deal expected to expand pole line maintenance and storm response capacity. Canada extends maintenance and upgrade support for the CC-130 aircraft fleet. Oh, good. Guess we'll look at that one. This article uses terms so vague, I'm not sure they know it's meant to be read. Yeah, that's right, Fabric. What kind of broad terms can we use? Big, long words, some word salad, toss it in there. Yeah, more efficiently steal your money. There you go, Godzillionaire. He knows what's up. Okay, let's see. Once again, the federal government has extended a contract with Lockheed Martin for ongoing maintenance and upgrades to the Royal Canadian Air Force's CC-130J Hercules aircraft fleet. In press statement, the Defense Investment Agency said 2 amendments to the existing agreement will extend in-service support for the aircraft until June 2029 and fund upgrades across the fleet. Hello, Ketha. How you doing? Nice to see you. Just catching up on some news of the week here. Hey, it's Gween over on the Twitch side. How you doing, Gween? Gween does some streaming over on Twitch there. Saw him playing some games there a little bit. I think it was some FPS, some shooters. Good morning from Sweden. Yeah. Tis good to see you, Keta. I'm glad you were able to tune in so early. You mowed a little before the storms today. I know. About what? An hour ago? Yeah, about an hour ago we had a thunderstorm roll through. So that was our excitement. All right. But the in-service support portion of the contract, valued at $462.5 million, will continue maintenance, repair, and overhaul work on the aircraft, according to the statement. The work is expected to be carried out by Lockheed Martin and subcontractors at facilities in Canada and the United States, including Trenton, Ontario, Abbotsford, BC, and Winnipeg. A second amendment, valued at an estimated $684 million, will fund what the government describes as RCAF 105 upgrades. These include updates to navigation, communication, flight management, and avionics systems to maintain compliance in civil and military airspace. The government said the work will support ongoing operation of the CC-130J fleet, which is used for transport, tactical airlift, and training missions. Lockheed Martin has held the contract since 2007, when Canada acquired 17 CC-130J aircraft. In-service support was added through a contract amendment in 2009, according to the statement. The Defense Investment Agency said the contract amendments will continue to involve Canadian facilities and suppliers in maintenance and upgrade work on the fleet. Yeah, Ketha, Fabric wants to know if you guys getting pounded by weather. Is there some really bad weather in Sweden right now? All right. Well, that's it for the news there. Pretty slow news day. Well, things are greening up in Sweden. Small flowers on the trees. Yeah, things are budding. Yeah, we saw that here too. The lowlander complaining about rain when we got snow this morning. It's May, for Christ's sake. I know, Fabric. We did get down to single digits though overnight. So we could have had some snow here, but we didn't. Instead, it was just some thunder and lightning and just a little bit of rain. So, are you guys' altitude really that, or elevation is really that different than ours? I think we're at 2,200 feet here. I don't know what it is where you're at. Anyways, let's move along to the news, to some of these articles. The first one is from Work Truck Magazine. Why the skilled trades shortage leads to opportunity. Okay, let's see what they say about it. Trades workers are essential, but their work often goes unnoticed, at least until something breaks. Now, you guys don't know how, that's so true. Like, honestly. Your buddy in Saskatchewan got snow this weekend. He was pissed. Oh, yeah, I bet. But the rule up here is don't plant your garden before May long weekend. You never know what's going to happen. According to Links Up president and co-founder Neem Bari, the lack of visibility is part of a larger problem facing today's tradesmen. For more than 25 years, we've built software for trades like landscaping, transportation, and HVAC, Bari said, and the number one issue our customers face again and again is the shortage of skilled workers. The numbers back him up. If that gap isn't closed, the 2024 Parker Strategy Group study commissioned by Bring Back the Trades projects, the U.S. could lose $325 billion in GDP and leave 2.8 million total jobs vacant across the broader economy by 2030. With nearly half of today's skilled trades workforce over 45, many are nearing retirement. This presents a significant career opportunity for people entering the workforce, but one that's still fighting outdated perceptions. For a long time, trades were viewed as a fallback option, Barry said, but when you look at the reality, the math tells a different story. Godzilla management, do predictive maintenance. Okay, can I shut this machine down for maintenance? No. You don't know how many times I've heard that. It's like, hey, I got to do work on this machine. Can I have it? No. Fine. We'll just wait till it breaks down and then I'll have to work on it. Oh, this was before you're at 6,100. Okay, sorry, Fabric. I literally forgot that you were at 6,100 feet. That's way up there. Like, that's almost double Calgary. Calgary is like 3,300 feet. Hey, what's up, Vertex? How you doing? Good to see ya. I don't understand freedom units. Need to convert to Maple Leaf units. I do so. Trades work as a career path. Skilled trades offer immediate job opportunities, strong earning potential, and long-term security, often without the burden of a student loan. Electricians, plumbers, HVAC technicians, and welders can earn solid incomes soon after completing trade school or apprenticeships, with many building towards six-figure earnings in expedited time. Sure, after you're a journeyman, you can earn that. When you're an apprentice, you're going to earn a percentage of a journeyman rate. That's the rule. That's how it goes. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, more than 406,000 people currently work in HVAC and over 517,000 in plumbing, with nearly 192,000 and 244,000 new openings projected in each trade by 2030. And the stakes go beyond individual paychecks. The Parker Strategy Group study estimates $210 billion in lost wages if the trades gap goes unfilled. This is money that would have flowed into local shops, restaurants, and housing in communities across the country. Vertax, the answer should be, oh, I can't work on it. That's okay. I probably don't have enough parts left anyways. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you want me to work on this machine? Well, remember that part I wanted you to buy that was expensive? Yeah, you didn't buy it. You didn't okay the purchase of that part. So, yeah, it's all on you there. I always try to turn it back so it's all on management. You know, I try to take care of the machines as best I can. And I'm like, hey, we need this. We need to buy this part. Yeah, we can't wait till the next month budget. We have to buy this. Oh, can't we wait till later? You know what? I'm just going to tell you we need this part. Otherwise, the machine's going to break down and that's it. I'll leave it with you. The ball is in your court. You do something. I'm not a manager. You do it. Yeah, maple units. That's what we use in Canada. We use maple units. They taste really good. There's our AI light apps that you can describe what you are working on. Take a picture, give it a model number. It might tell you what parts to get. True. I'm sure they can do that. Okay, here we go. Continuing on. Plus, these roles are virtually immune to the wave of AI software affecting most industries. AI isn't fixing a leaky faucet anytime soon, Barry noted. These jobs require hands-on expertise. Technology can support the work, but it can't replace it. That's a view increasingly shared across the industry. A recent National Fire Protection Association survey found that 95% of trades professionals say AI already supports at least some of their daily work. It's not replacing tradesmen, but handling administrative tasks such as paperwork, scheduling, and compliance details. So businesses can focus on efficiency and growth. On average, AI is saving trades workers an estimated 3.2 hours per week, or more than 160 hours per year. That combination, high demand stability and hands-on problem solving, is why many tradesmen report high job satisfaction. It's also why Barry believes more high school graduates should seriously consider learning a trade, especially those interested in entrepreneurship. The trades give people the chance not just to learn a skill, but to build a business of their own. That's very true. Godzilla is right. You should always include maple units. It's 1,859 meters, I think. Probably. Yeah, you just divide by 3. Okay, I'll give you a rough... Divide by 3.3. It's a rough estimation, right? If you're changing meters into feet, to go to feet to meters, multiply by 3.3. Nope, hang on. To go from feet, so if you have 1 meter is 3.3 feet. So if you have 10 meters, times it by 3, and you get about 33 feet. Yet the rest of the world uses metric and maple units. The US are the only ones that don't. Here's some common misconceptions about skilled worker shortage. One reason the skilled worker shortage persists is that misconceptions about trade careers linger. Bari hears them often and is quick to challenge them. A particularly common myth is that trades don't involve technology. That's not true. I use a laser aligner for coupling alignment on motors and pump shafts. That's pretty high technology when you're dealing with computers and lasers. From fleet management software to links up to automated equipment, skilled tradesmen use technology every day to work smarter, safer, and more efficiently. That perception is starting to shift. The same NFPA survey found that 39% of respondents believe AI integration is helping attract younger, tech-savvy professionals by reframing the trades as knowledge-intensive, future-oriented careers. For Gen Z workers, especially seeing advanced technology being integrated in daily trade work signals that these aren't jobs stuck in the past. They aren't, but you have to have one foot stuck in the past. Because not every plant you're going to work at is going to be state of the art. In fact, the majority of them are going to be, built before the turn of the century. So you're going to have plants that are like mine that were built in the 1960s. You have to keep one foot in the past and one foot in the future, because you still have to go back to the way things were back in the 1960s if you want to find the information about things that were made then. You had a buddy in high school that didn't want to learn about computers and was thinking about becoming a forester, and I'm like, they probably carry a phone, a tablet, or a laptop. Now they have GIS software and sensors tomorrow. Yeah, a lot's changed since high school, hasn't it? The amount of countries using maple units that have been to the moon, 0. The amount of American units that have been to the moon, 1. Maybe they went to the moon. Maybe. You know, it'd be funny if Trump called a switch to Trump units. Secretly back and punch people. Suddenly be against metric. Yeah, that's what would happen, Veritex. The TDS is real if that happened. The metric system, I love it. Great system. Based on 10. Works well every time. Then people would just go berserk. China and Russia use maple units. Yep. Someone's always footing the bill, though, regardless of the unit. Yep. That's right, Veritex. Leaving those jobs unfilled doesn't just hurt the trades. It costs local and state governments an estimated $71.3 billion in lost tax revenue by 2030, meaning less funding for schools, roads, and public services. In many cases, trade work remains steady even when other industries pull back, and most prioritize training, certification, and experience over a college degree. At Links Up, Barry said the goal is to make their work easier, safer, and more sustainable. Safety is part of our DNA. We think of it as riding shotgun with the driver, helping protect them and people around them while they're doing their jobs. That instinct aligns with where the broader industry is heading. AI-powered tools are increasingly being used to flag missing safety equipment on job sites. What? AI-powered tools are increasingly being used to flag missing safety equipment on job sites. That's the foreman's job. He's supposed to go around and make sure that everything is in its place. There's also specific health and safety managers who should do that as well. They should go around and do things like that. Don't tell me an AI-powered tool is going to tell you safety equipment is missing. How does it know? It's able to monitor vehicles and equipment for potential maintenance failures before they happen, and reduce the administrative burden that can lead to errors in the field. NFPA survey reports that nearly 2/3 of trade professionals say adopting digital tools has already improved how their teams work day to day. yeah, Fabric puts on his 2-month-long clinic teaching other veterinarians. And he does it because the younger generations aren't being trained well enough. There you go. Fabric's like, fine, I'll do it myself. So good on you, Fabric, for training all those other veterinarians how to do it the right way. Okay, we're gonna. Is this still going? Oh man, okay, we should be okay. In a recent Links Up survey, more than 250 fleet managers, 84% said their employees would would welcome technology designed to protect them from harm. Well, I mean, who's going to say that they don't want something that's going to help protect them from harm? Yeah, would you like this? It's going to help protect you from harm. No, I don't want that. I mean, geez. Sounds like a leading question there on that survey. Fleets with safety programs also reported fewer accidents, improved driving behavior, and meaningful cost savings. Nearly all respondents said their teams perform better when safety is prioritized. For those considering a career in the trades or thinking about starting their own service business, Bari's advice is straightforward. Master your craft, he said, but don't ignore the business side. Starting a service business can feel overwhelming, but if you combine strong skills with smart tools and a focus on safety, you can build something that runs smoothly and grows steadily. Tools like GPS tracking, dash cams, and tool monitoring can help new business owners stay organized, protect equipment, and better understand where their time and resources are actually going. With AI handling more of the administrative side of running a business, owners can stay focused on the work that actually drives growth. There you go. Yeah, AI power tools. Yeah, I saw this movie and hell no. Let's move along here. This is the Construct Connect news. Students in Georgia hold signing day for skilled trade careers. Signing day isn't just for student athletes. High schoolers who commit to college sports after graduation are usually the focus of the special signing day events, but in Georgia, a dozen Roswell High School students signed letters of intent for skilled trades careers, putting a local face on Georgia's and the nation's effort to build the construction workforce. Oh, Fabric, you only started it because you started noticing that a lot of advanced techniques were being taught wrong or not at all. In your opinion, we don't need to be losing knowledge. Yes, that's what I mean. Kudos to you. You saw a problem and you're like, you know what? This is something that needs to be taken care of. And hopefully everyone is paying, strict attention to what you're doing, and they're doing everything that you're showing them. The Georgia event was part of the Skills USA National Signing Day, which takes place annually on May the 6th. Nationwide Day encourages local chapters of honor students as they sign letters of intent for jobs, apprenticeships, internships, or continued career and technical education training. According to a report from CBS News Atlanta, the 12 students marked National Skills USA Signing Day by committing to trade careers after graduation as the state continues to face a shortage of construction workers. The event also reflects a broader workforce needed as educators and industry groups work to close the gap between open skilled trades jobs and the number of trained workers. Some students plan to continue into technical education, while others are moving directly into the workforce in roles such as plumbing and electrical work. The event is part of Skills USA, the national workforce development organization that helps schools expand hands-on career and technical education and connect students to job pathways. The skilled trade shortage could cost the U.S. economy $1 trillion a year, with 2.1 million positions for electricians, HVAC technicians, plumbers, pipe fitters, construction equipment operators, and maintenance workers projected to go unfilled by 2030. Got you here? Fabric just wants to corrupt the next generation. Let the hate flow through you. Yes, yes, my young apprentices. Let the hate flow through you. Curse says foil again. Yep. Yeah, no, that's good. But do you make sure they watch? Make sure when you're teaching them all that, and then throw up an episode of Chained Soldier so they can watch that. Just tell them they have to watch at least one anime show. It's like, okay, you guys have to watch this show if you want to pass. The Roswell signing reflects a broader push to make trades careers more visible to students before graduation. Instructors and workforce groups increasingly frame those paths as a practical alternative to a 4-year degree, especially for students looking for earlier earnings, hands-on work, and a clearer route into essential industries. That visibility is also growing through student competition. In a separate Metro Atlanta example, WSB-TV reported that Cobb Innovation and Technology Academy junior Ariella Vega became the first female student to win Georgia State's HVAC competition in February. Vega's win is part of a broader push to address skilled labor shortages through earlier exposure to technical careers and a wider participation in the trades. Yeah, Godzilla, let the ecchi flow through, Fabric, let the ecchi flow through you. Let the hentai flow through you. You guys on the same wavelength much? What's up, DJ Ronnie G? How you doing, DJ? Now check out this picture, you guys. This is a tri-stand. You're supposed to put pipe in it. Or conduit for bending or cutting. That's what this is for. This is a pipe stand. Or they call it a tri-stand. It's got 3 legs on it. It's got a chain vise on it. What is she doing there? Like, this looks like she's got a torch in there. Or she's torching something. Oh, it's copper pipe. Okay. That's kind of overkill for that little copper pipe. But I guess she's soldering it together. That's quite the flame she's got going on there. I don't think it needs to be that. That's pretty huge. Fun fact, most large breed veterinarians are anime fans. And I mean real fans. None of that Attack on Titan nonsense. Yes, none of that's normie crap. That's good to know, Fabric. I like that. You were told never put your pipe in a tri-stand. It's gonna hurt. She's telling it about its male PT privilege. Yeah, that's right. Let's continue on. The need for construction labor remains critical. According to the 2025 Workforce Survey from the Associated General Contractors of America and NCCER, construction workforce shortages were the leading cause of project delays. 92% of firms said they were having a hard time finding workers to hire, and 45% said labor shortages were causing project delays. If you don't have the manpower, I mean, yeah. The economic consequence of skilled labor shortage were brought to light in new research from real estate services company JLL. Yeah, why is she so close? Like, also, wear a face shield. You can get shaded face shields so you protect your face. You don't need to just have your glasses on. You can have a face shield that clips onto your hard hat, and that'll protect your whole face. What if something hot flies off there? Yeah, it's protect your eyes, but what if it lands on your nose, your cheek, your lip, in your ear? In late April, JL said the skilled trade shortage could cost the U.S. economy $1 trillion a year, with 2.1 million positions for electricians, HVAC technicians, plumbers, pipe fitters, construction equipment operators, and maintenance workers to go unfilled until 2030. Yes. For contractors and workforce planners, these school-based programs matter because they help move students into the labor pipeline earlier. Roswell's Signing Day event and Cobb's HVAC milestone both point to the same issue, that employers need more trained workers and schools are becoming more visible part of the response. This is on the employers as well, you guys. They have to make the move. You can't just, you don't just shove students at them. They have to be the ones being like, hey, we're hiring, we need entry-level workers. It's on them to do that. Yeah, I know this is for, they got a couple tri-stands set up. I see one behind her too, but yeah, a little overkill. Oh well. We all know why. They post jobs with ridiculous requirements so they can claim they can't anymore, so they can hire a foreigner for a third of that. Yeah. They can't find anyone. Yeah. Looks like a virtual boy. There you go, Gween. Yeah, don't stick your face in there. All right, let's move along now. Next to accident investigation. This was something that really surprised me when I looked at it. I'm like, okay, this could apply to any one of us here. Two contracting employers were in the finishing stages of painting a 2-story townhouse when they were exposed to paint, fumes, and vapors. One contracting employer succumbed to their injuries, while another was transported to Foothills Medical Center for assessment and treatment. Fun fact, most people don't know rooster tails will actually burn you when cutting metal. Yes. Yeah, you got to be careful. I've used a torch a lot. I've used a gas torch and I've also used a plasma cutter. And you got to protect yourself from both of those. So wear your leathers, wear a skull cap to protect your hair from starting on fire, a full face shield, and make sure you're using the proper torch for it as well. I know a lot of these guys like these interchangeable torch heads you can put on, but I like a dedicated cutting torch. One that has a nice long handle on it. You can stay far back from it. That's what I like. Wonder Twin powers activate. Form of Columbo. Sir, I just want to ask you one more thing, sir. One more thing. All right. The prime contractor, Shane Holmes, was a custom home builder in the residential development of single and multi-family development projects. Shane Holmes took on the role of prime contractor for many of their development projects and contracted out tasks as the project progressed based on their project management programs like framing, painting, decorating, landscaping. Contractor, Maudawi, painting and decorating. Contracting employer A was a contracting employer and vendor that explored residential home construction projects and subcontracted jobs and projects to third-party employers. Shane Holmes hired contracting employer A, who subsequently subcontracted other contracting employers for various projects as they received jobs. Contractor Al Sama Painting, contracting employer B, was an independent business that had been contracted for multiple projects by contracting employer A. Contracting employer B had over 15 plus years of painting and spraying experience in the residential construction industry and worked as a owner-operator company. Contracting employer B sustained injuries and was treated and released from Foothills Medical Center. The deceased worker with BMH5 Star, contracting employer C, was an independent business that had been contracted by contracting employer A to paint, sand, and spray homes in the finishing stages since July 2021. Contracting employer C had spraying, painting, and construction industry experience. Contracting employer C had been in business since June 2018 as an owner-operator. All right. The work site was a new build townhouse in a residential community under development in northeast Calgary. The townhouse was at the finishing stage where contracting employers B and C were contracted to spray and paint the 2-story unit. Contracting employers B and C completed the painting, sanding, and spraying on the second floor, moved and completed the main floor, and were in the process of finishing the basement when the incident occurred. So the arrow's pointing to the incident location of townhouse. It's the left-hand one. An Air Vantage palm-held sander was laying within proximity of where the work was being done at the time of the incident. 3 5-gallon pails of paint and lacquer were found in the basement living room within proximity to the incident. Pails were labeled as white top coat, low gloss, lacquer thinner, and white VOC compliant. VOC standing for volatile organic compounds. Here's the sequence of events. Between 5 p.m. on December 9th, 2021 and 12:45 a.m. on December 10th, contracting employers B and C were conducting sanding work in the basement of the townhouse. Based on information gathered, the workers were supposed to wrap up the day at around 6 p.m. on December 9th. Contracting employers B and C started painting, sanding, and spraying on the top floor of the duplex and worked their way to the basement. The top floor doors and window trims were completed, as they show in the picture. Contracting employers B and C proceeded to the main floor and completed similar tasks. OHS officers later observed 2 half-faced respirators with filters sitting on the kitchen island of the main floor. Okay, so they didn't wear their respirators. Yeah, fabric. Mold sealant. VOC, Dutch East India Company. Wrong VOC there, DJ. After finishing on the main floor, contracting employers B and C moved to the basement. Contracting employer C began sanding the hallway of the basement near the stairwell, while contracting employer B moved to the furnace room. At approximately 4:45 p.m. on December 9th, contracting employer C had already started work in the basement. After approximately 15 minutes, contracting employer B moved from the main floor and started working in the furnace room located in the basement. Contracting employer B saw contracting employer C on the floor as they were coming out of the furnace room. As contracting employer B ran towards employer C, they began to slip and trip, started to lose consciousness, and collapsed shortly after. What we're seeing right here is the basement living room with large areas spilled paint and or lacquer of the 2-story townhouse. So that's a spill. Spill of paint and lacquer. OHS officers observed a large pool of spilled paint and or lacquer on the basement living area with substantial paint lacquer odor. There were no physical marks to indicate that any worker walked in that area prior to the incident. A is the entrance of the furnace room. B is the approximate location of contract employer C was found. So right here. C is the grinder, possibly used near contract employer C. When one of the workers failed to check in at home, a family member called contract employer A for a status update and asked for the worksite address. A family friend went to check on the worksite and subsequently found both employers B and C unconscious in the basement at approximately 12:45 a.m. At approximately 1:10 a.m. December 10th, contracting employer C succumbed to their injuries on site, while contracting employer B was transported by medical emergency service to Foothills Medical Hospital. After a review for enforcement action, it was determined that prosecution or administrative penalty were not appropriate based on circumstances. Okay. So, open paint, especially lacquer thinner. You are getting vapors just filling up the room. You learned how to sand a car with an orbital sander at 10. Is that wrong? That is not wrong. That's good. But having all these vapors in an enclosed area, like, You can't tell me that this paint sprayer, there's got to be a lid that would have some way to cover it and have the hoses coming out of it. I've seen them. I know they're out there. Right? There's one over here too. There's one here and one here for spraying. Both of them don't have lids. The lacquer one, when you're not using lacquer, put a lid on it. You're just inviting vapors to like fill the place. And usually in basements, that's where things are going to settle more. You don't usually have windows at, they're usually high up in a basement. You don't have them like at mid-level or whatever because you'd be looking into the ground. But this is a big mistake these guys made. It's unfortunate. You know, paint has vapors it'll give off. Lacquer is nothing but freaking solvent. So it's always going to be gassing off. And yeah, they were overcome by the fumes. And they both collapsed, and they were just lucky they were found by somebody. Well, one guy was lucky, the other one not so much. He had already overcome by the fumes. These people have way too much experience to not mitigate this. Where are the blowout fans? Yes, exactly, Fabric. Where are the fans? You need to have better airflow. Also, we read it. They left their respirators on the kitchen table. Right here, 2 half-face respirators with filters sitting on the kitchen island. Always wear your respirator. Make sure they have the right cartridges on them. You need to get the right cartridges for whatever you're dealing with, whatever chemical it is. But nope, they decided not to, and that's dumb for sanding, because sanding, you got to keep the dust out of your lungs. And then for vapors, and you'll have cartridges that are good, both good for particles and vapors. Did the contractor hire people from south of the border like we do here, like from Minnesota? Well, you can probably tell by the name of the companies that were involved. Mudawi Painting and Decorating and Al Sama Painting. Use your imagination from there. But let this be a lesson to all of us here. Dealing with paint and lacquer or thinner, whatever you want to call it, it's no joke. It'll fill up a room in a hurry. You will inhale it, you'll get lightheaded, and then you'll pass out. And that's it. Wupstotska, we give you a wet sock full of charcoal and from the pet store and tell you to strap to your respirator. Yes, I'm well aware of the working standards in Wupstotska. Alskama Painting? Yes, that's, take that how you will, Godzillionaire. But yeah, it's, they should have done something to stop this. One of them is putting lids on your stuff when you're not using it. You're not using this stuff, put a lid on it. You need to have these hoses going into the can. Get a lid that they can fit through and put a lid on it. I painted with lacquer but didn't inhale. Future president. Yes, all painted with lacquer, but in the hell. Even you wouldn't do something this stupid. You're the king of screw it, I'll have it done quick. Those are what most accidents happen, is shortcutting their fabric. Come on now. So these guys could have done something for this, but they chose not to. That was their choice. They chose not to put a lid on this thing, which is probably the lacquer. And that's potent stuff. Lacquer thinner is potent stuff. And like they say, there was a large pool of spilled paint or lacquer. So there was a spill, which would have put the odors everywhere now. A big area of the floor would have been gassing off. And, yeah, he must have either kicked it over or it fell over. You know, it got something happened to it. So there's a big mess and you get overcome by the fumes and that's it. So another preventable accident, but it ended in a fatality. Yeah, a spill. Lacquer fight! Probably shooting each other with the paint guns here. I mean, they each had their own. Yeah, that's... This makes you sad to think that this could have been preventable if they weren't so lax on being safe, working safe, and going home at the end of the day. You know, they should have been thinking to themselves, well, you know what? I'm going to wear my mask so I don't get dust in my lungs and I don't get overcome by the vapors. But nope. Yeah, or fans. We're going to put fans in here to blow all the exhaust fan to get rid of all the vapors. None of that. Anyways, it's time to move along to everybody's favorite time. You know what time that is. It's picture time. It's picture time. And I also have a brand new background to show you guys because the Comic Relief Crusader guessed that last one I had up. So, can anyone tell me what anime show is this from? Okay, get your looks in. And let's put this back here. You've been warned about lacquer fight clubs and basements. You city folks and your strange hobbies. Yeah. All right. So, the title of the stream is You Want That Installed There? And I'll show you what I mean. For those that don't know, I had to do some climbing today. I had to climb up 100 feet today. So I took my camera with me. And let me just get this fixed up here. That there. Let's turn that down a little bit. So this is from my body camera. I put that on me. And I get ready to climb up the ladder. Or 25 maple units. Very good. Very good fabric. More like 33, okay?
Yeah, and then I'll just have to pull that open. Position like that. And then I can slide. I should be able to slide it out of there. Okay, that's right. I'm the last guy. Okay.
Okay, and there it is. That helps stay onto that's the cable grab there. And that keeps me from falling. So if I even let go of the ladder, it'll stop me. It's called a cable grab or a rope grab. And here we go. But what I realized is that dinging sound was the body camera telling me the battery's dying. So here we go. This is quite a good workout for your arms there. Oh, DJ, you say the Meiji restoration? Not bad. Not bad. Hey, Ars, how you doing? You're just in time. We're gonna climb up to about 100 feet here on the ladder. Guys, Ars does some streaming as well. He streams a lot of games on his channel. I've seen them. Up we go. We're getting there. It was a bit windy out today, but nothing too crazy. DJ, you're close, but not by name. I need the proper name. Okay. Up we go. Takes a bit. Hey, what's up, B17? Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. You just got out of band concert. What's happening? I'm climbing up 100 feet up a flare stack. Thanks for throwing that in there, DJ. Yeah, tune into Ars tonight or tomorrow morning before 6 a.m. There we go. There's the platform. You can just see it. There we go. And then my battery died. But that's okay, because I brought my other camera with me. And that one, there we go. I took some pictures when I was up there. Fabric Fold, is it Meiji Gekken? Yes! Yes, it is. It is Meiji Gekken. Good job, Fabric Folds. Good for you. You guessed the background. What does one possibly need to climb a 100-foot ladder for? I will show you, B17. this all ties into the title of the stream, which is, you want that installed there? You meant to watch that one, but of course, time issue. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was pretty good fabric. Meiji Gekken was not too bad. It's the transition Japan made, going from having the shogun and the samurai into the more modern era. All right, so I got my camera out, my proper Canon camera, and I took some shots when I was up there. So this is what it looks like 100 feet in the air up on the flare stack. And there's the other businesses and industries around us. There is, that's my anchor point. So the anchor point I'm hooked up to, right? You got to be safe so that you don't fall. Technically, DJ had it. He almost had it, but I need the name. Japan gets modernized by dropping the sun on them twice. Hey! I don't know if they got modernized by it, but yeah. Okay, so the whole reason I went up there was to install a safety gate. You can see how everything looks old and worn out. Everything's all sun bleached. They're like, you know what? You got to go up there while these guys are here, because we had another contractor come in to do testing. And they're like, while these guys are here, you should go up there and install that gate too, while we have the rescue team here. I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'll do that. I'll go up there and I'll install your gate. And I managed to take everything with me that I needed for that. As you can see, just down there is a drill. These things usually grab onto the round posts, but this time I had to drill it and screw them in that way. So, and I also had to go up and take some measurements, and I'll show you what I measured in a minute here. Gate looks like it was made by Fisher-Price. It's the Motional Safety Gate. It is a high quality gate, I assure you. So they were like, hey, can you take measurements in this for this around this area here? We need to see how big the gaps are between the big stack and the little one. So I took measurements. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll measure here, we'll measure here. Get a nice little view out there. But yes, all around here. Because I think they're going to repair this and fill in the gaps. So that's good. And then I just took a shot straight down, just showing you what it looks like looking through there. Straight down. There you go. A whole lot of flat. But yes, that's what I was doing up there today. It was to install a safety gate, take some measurements, and that took up the majority of my day because there was a lot of preparation work to do and coordination with the rescue team and everything like that before you even decide to go up there. You need the rescue team. You need all your safety gear inspected. Just came to say you're alive. You have to dip now. All right. Hey, you know what? B17, it was good to see you. I'm glad you're able to stop by. Hope you have yourself a great time, and I hope to see you again. It's a nice day when we were up there. So get the job done quick. Get it done early. You have no fear of heights, but those grates scare you. Yeah. And there's where we're using the rope. See there, they brought a pulley up to use on the davit arm crane and pull things up. That's how you do it. That's how you bring things up to yourself 100 feet up. You use a lot of rope and pulleys, and you do it that way. It makes it a lot easier. That way you're not trying to bring things up and hold on to it yourself on your body. It just weighs you down more, makes you more tired. Just use a long rope and a pulley and you're set. Too high for short you? That's okay, Ketha. Yeah. That's why I do it, not you. And we could go up even higher, but we'd have to shut the flare stack off, but we won't do that. It was a rare windless day. It wasn't as bad a wind as it could be. It was pretty mild. So yeah. What else do I have for you guys? Oh, yes. I have a project I'm doing again. Show you guys here. Show you before and after pictures. Ropes, pulleys, and pulling like Egyptian slave. This thing is for holding SCBA bottles. But it needs a little bit of work. It doesn't quite work as good as I like it. I want to put wheels on it. I want to put a back on it so that they don't fall out the back. So I'm in the process of doing some modifications, if you will. So some cutting, welding, all that kind of good stuff. I pressure washed it. I cleaned it. I'm going to put wheels on it so it can move around. So yeah, that's what it looks like. So I will give you guys progress updates. I'll take more videos of that as the work progresses. As I get further along, you guys can see. But yeah, good job on Fabric. Getting the background. So good job. And I'll put up a new one for usually Sunday. What he's not telling you is that there's a big ass flame cooking off toxins right above his head. You're not wrong, Fabric. That's true. So from where I am, another 100 feet up is the very top. And you can walk around up there, but you have to have the flame turned off. And we don't turn that off unless we're shut down. So I do have video of that when I climbed it the first time and I made it up to the top. So if you guys haven't seen that, let me see if I can find that. Because that's always a fun fun one to watch. I mean, I've got is this one it? What's this one? Nope. Oh, this is when I was, using the leaf blower on the rail track. You still say that's DJ's win? You know what? We can do that. We can give DJ the win. He was close. Let me see. That was last year, wasn't it? Here we go. Okay, this is... Yeah, this is the very top. I did this last year.
Yeah, I mean, or do you want to tie off over here and I'll pull off over here? Because I just got to go to these guys. And
so there you go. That is, there you go, the very top, 200-foot level, and that's when I had to change lights.
Okay, and then there's, I thought there were 6 of them.
Because when a light goes out, you need to change it due to the rules for aircraft. They need to be able to see the tops of the towers, and if you're only allowed like one light out,
Yeah, yeah.
so they're like, okay, get up there and change it.
Copy that. Oh, okay.
Right now we're figuring out where to tie off here. There we go. There it is.
Lights are off, right, Jade?
So when you're up there, you don't just change one. You change all the lights because it's only a matter of time before they fail. You don't want to have to go up there again. There we go. Change that light.
There are actual traffic bulbs, yeah.
It's an incandescent light.
Well, we can't shut the stack down usually, eh?
There we go. Screw that back on.
We don't usually ever shut the stack down. There's usually always a flame up here. Come on.
You don't like walking over anything I can see through. It seems unnatural. Yeah, it really gets it. Gets the blood pumping, don't it, Fabric?
What's that? Yeah, yeah, they're up there watching. Yep.
There we go. Got those changed. There we go. Now there's 2 more over here that need changed.
Ooh, I just made it. Yeah.
Not sure if I got a good view of them for the camera here. Doesn't look like it.
Well, the whole plant was built in '64. Like, you want these ones here?
Okay, I'm taking pictures of a few things because the engineer's like, hey, can you take some pictures? I'm like, yes, I can take pictures.
I think so. Like, you want me to get like the whole thing sort of back in shot here? Parking.
Okay, am I done? Am I heading down?
No.
Yeah, time to head down. There you go. That was at the 200-foot level. So, a little bit of extra for you from last year. Just for those that didn't see it. All right, well, I think I'm going to start wrapping things up here, everyone. I want to say thanks to everybody that came out today. It was great to see you all. If you could, if you're on YouTube, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Let them know what Pop's here. Coming up on Saturday, it's going to be Retro Game Day. I'm playing more Magic Knight Rayearth. I'm hoping we're on the last bit here, it looks like. I just got to head over to the main castle there, where the evil Zagato has Princess Emerald. Yeah, Fabric. I'm not going up there, but as long as you're up there, you change that light. Looks like the Midwest. It's flat, DJ. It's the prairies. It's pretty flat out there. But yeah, stop on by on Saturday. Watch me play some Magic Knight Rayearth. Gonna try to finish it up. Then on Sunday is Sunday Anime Chat. Stop in. It's my choice this month. My choice as to the shows that I want to show everyone. And I'm picking some of my very favorites. My very favorites. And those ones are great. In fact, I actually got Godzillionaire to watch Osa Newbie Adventurer. And it looks like he's almost done it. Because it's only fair because I watched all of Fire Force and I just finished it today. So, what a great show Fire Force was. Old Pop is the word. Old Pop! Alberta looks a lot like Iowa. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been, but I'll take your word for it. And then obviously on Tuesday, we'll be doing Trade Stock Tuesday again. Stop by. Stop by your favorite industrial stream. And we'll do it all over again. A little something different from the regular stuff you watch. But of course, when I'm not streaming, you want to tune into these other great streamers, like Pacific 414, or DJ Ronnie G, or Aris, Brandon the Anime Guy. You want to check the Comic Relief Crusader. He's streaming right about now. You guys should go and just head over there and give him a pop raid. Tell him it's a pop raid. I think he's still streaming anyway. There's also Infinite Metal. I think he's streaming on Twitch right now. It's a fun time watching Infinite Metal. Funny guy. Hilarious. I call him the Edgar Bergen of Twitch. And finally, there's a VTuber called Call Me Kixie. She is so warm and welcoming and family friendly. You can just tune in and chill out while she plays some indie games. She's very friendly, so you'll always feel welcome when you show up to her stream. Check her out on Saturdays. She streams for 6 hours. It's crazy the length that she streams. But yes, that's going to be it for me, everyone. I thank you for coming by. I had fun today. I hope you did as well. And I hope to see you the next time I'm streaming, which will be on Saturday. But until then, I've been Pop, and I am signing off.